It's your future, and we are going to give it back to you.
You took it.
For decades, Canada's economy became more closely linked to the United States. The US is the world's largest economy, so on the one hand, that created tons of new business and jobs for us. But it also meant that when things change suddenly for the worse down there, it causes big problems up here. And
Suddenly
it's
for
hard to
the
control
worse
what happens
is how he
next. As
described
Prime
the
Minister,
election of Trump.
My number one focus is to put Canadians back in control by building here at home and building new partnerships abroad so that we're not reliant on the United States. To do that, we will have to make some difficult choices, responsible choices. Federal government spending has grown massively over the last few years. That's not sustainable. We will cut wasteful government spending. We'll make massive investments in the things that grow our economy. Homes, new ports, electricity grids, the major infrastructure that will unlock the full potential of Canada. We've built big before. In the 1950s, Canada set out to build the St. Lawrence Seaway. It cost us the equivalent of about $4 billion in today's money. Since then,
You know how much it'll
the
cost,
Seaway
like
has
50
shipped
billion
more than
now.
$1 trillion worth of cargo to the world. Tens of thousands of Canadians, trade workers, business owners, and their employees have gone to work every day because of that Seaway. We're going to build big things again. When we do, we're going to use Canadian steel, Canadian aluminum, lumber, technology, and Canadian workers to do it. Only 40% of the steel bought here in Canada is made here in Canada. We'll change that. We'll be our own best customer, and we're going to sell to the world. Yes, we'll keep trading with the US, but we will double what we export to everywhere else. We'll make generational investments to protect our communities, our borders, our way of life. Investments to build a stronger economy where everyone has a chance to get ahead.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah. What I hear Mark Carney trying to say here is, I am in control. We are going to take control. We are going to be in control. And really what this is damage control because of what Doug Ford did with our relationship with the United States. That's what I hear, is he knows that our belly is showing. He knows that we're vulnerable to the tariff negotiations with the United States. And he's promoting this circular economy that really doesn't make sense. We'll become our own best customer. So you're going to spend billions of taxpayer dollars on projects that private industry would take on if you would just get out of the way. That's what I heard out of that. Like, ooh, I think it's going to be ugly, the budget, just based on that.
Yeah. And he's been in charge. It feels like forever, but it also feels like yesterday that he got elected. And I think that's because nothing has been done. They've
No,
literally done nothing.
nothing.
We're going to be our
Nothing.
own best customers. Okay, what have you done to tear down interprovincial trade barriers?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, like you say, we can't secede, we can't leave the country, but you're already treating us like a bunch of Balkan states anyway, with all these interprovincial trade barriers. What is the point of confederation if we can't get anything done and we can't even trade amongst ourselves? He's had time to fix that. Why are you just even talking about it now? And you can say it, but it's not real. It's not real. You've done nothing.
You know, I'm sure that if Mark Carney weren't on the aristocratic private jet global tour of photo ops, maybe he would have had time to address this. But let's be real. That's not what Mark Carney is interested in. Mark Carney is interested in traveling across the globe,
Yeah, he's interested in
showboating.
Mark Carney.
Exactly. Showboating for his super uppity and fancy friends, and ignoring the increasingly loud pleas of Canadians to do something about all of these issues. So
Also, who in the sweet F wrote that ad? Was it Doug Ford's guy? Because
yes, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. He's minimizing not minimizing what Doug Ford said, but trying to take control of the narrative, trying to lessen the blow.
I feel like the language he used actually makes it worse. So first of all, we're going to give you back your future. You guys have been in charge for damn near 11 years. Are you admitting that
Absolutely.
you took our futures?
No,
Because
actually, they said the
we said
quiet part
that.
out loud there. Yes.
We've been
Yes.
saying that.
Yes.
But also he says when things took a drastic turn for the worse in the United States, that's a hell of a way to talk about the election of Donald Trump
Sure.
in the middle of a trade negotiation.
Oh,
One
is
would
that how
think.
you is that how oh, I thought it was addressing that's interesting. I thought it was addressing when Doug Ford crapped the bed with our American trade
No, I think
negotiations.
he's talking about when things took a turn for the worst in the United States. He said in the United States, not with the United States. And I think that's very important language because that means he's describing the
It's
Donald Trump presidency and
Yes.
not anything stupid that Doug Ford might have done.
That's an astute observation,
Thank
Sheila
you.
Gunn
I'm paid
Reid.
for them. That's what I'm paid for around here. And I also noticed that he said something about cutting wasteful government spending. I want to
Mhm.
show you something that came on my desk this morning. And this is a
Oh,
sneak peek of what I'm working on as soon as we hang up from this call. It's an order paper question. And
mm,
as you know, order paper question days, they're very hectic days for Sheila around here. Why? Because I'm trying to beat my friends over at Blacklocks to covering them all. So I'm frantic. And everyone at the company is like, how do you write so fast? I'm like, I'm scared of Tom Korski. I have to write faster. So this is an order paper. So for those of you who don't know, you can get information from the government in a couple of different ways. If you are not an MP, you file for
mhm.
access to information where you will be lied to. That's a story that I'll have coming tomorrow. We caught them in a lie. They told us one thing and then they said in an order paper question an entirely different thing. And if you lie in an order paper question, you're lying to the House, and that's a big, big, big trouble. But you could just lie to people who file for access, I guess, without any real
Um,
repercussions
in
besides
the
my
new
complaints to
country,
the commissioner.
in the new country, there will also be really, really, really big repercussions for public servants that aren't truthful with
Yeah.
people filing information claims. There should be no distance between taxpayer-funded bureaucrats and the information they have and the taxpayers themselves. There should be absolutely, absolutely no secrets there and yet. So what did you
Okay.
find?
So, anyways, further to that point, I will be filing a complaint over that.
Mm,
Um, so, if we want to bring up this order paper question, just on the topic of wasteful government spending.
please.
So, the Major Projects Office, so this is the thing that's attached to Bill C5.
Okay.
So, this is the office that is supposed to expedite these nation building projects, which,
Mhm.
again, I reiterate, what is nation building for me? And what is nation building for the Liberals and their hand-selected person in charge
Right.
are two vastly different things. So I forget her name, but the lady in charge of this office, she was at TransAlta,
Oh.
which was an electricity producer here, but
Mhm.
worked very closely with the NDP to get us off coal way faster than we should have. I disagree that we should ever have gotten off coal.
Mm.
But she worked to get it done faster, bragged about it, and now we have rolling brownouts when it gets really cold. That's her. She did that. So the Office of Major Projects, which is supposed to be working hard right away to get all these nation building projects done.
Mhm.
Pipelines, no, you can't have those though.
Yeah.
So this is an order paper filed by Conservative MP for Vaughan Woodbridge, Michael Guglielmin. I apologize in advance for butchering your name. But he asked how many government officials are employed at this office
Mm.
outside of the officer, the lady in charge of the office.
Right.
And it is one. So one bureaucrat. Now, normally I'm like, okay, I don't like an entire
One?
government agency created, but this was like their big C5. We're going to scale up and get things done. And they have literally one government official employed by the office as the senior advisor to the chief executive officer.
Interesting.
So we know that this office is located in Calgary. It's supposed to shut us up. So we have the chief executive officer and the one person.
This is so much like the Liberals announcing our fentanyl czar. Do you remember that, Canada? When the United States started asking pointed questions of the government of Canada regarding fentanyl coming into the United States from Canada, and Canada's response was to appoint a fentanyl czar, and this was going to be the guy that was stopping the fentanyl. He was going to get the job done. What was his name? Sheila Brazeau, something Brazeau.
Yeah, I don't.
And then absolutely nothing happened. Nobody has heard from our fentanyl czar. Nobody knows what gains we've made out of creating the role of the fentanyl czar. So just like that useless promotion of a person to say and appear like they're doing something about a problem, this is what they've done here.
Ma'am, this gets worse. This gets worse because, again, I actually read the order papers. I'm going to write this up because I'm getting this. Consider this me doing the video, you guys. So it was Dawn Farrell. She was at TransAlta. That was the lady, and she's sort of well connected. They don't even have an office space yet. The law was passed in the last sitting. Dawn Farrell was selected as the CEO June 26th. They don't have an office yet. Square footage will be confirmed once the permanent location is identified. Sister, it gets worse. What's the office's budget? So remember, we've got 2 people working there.
Right.
As of September 16th, the budget to support the major projects office for fiscal year 2025-2026 is nearly $20 million. Wait, we're not done yet. This is composed of $3 million in salary. $5.3 million in salary. There's 2 people working in this office and they don't even have an office space yet. And $12 million in non-salary, as well as $2.3 million in costs for the employee benefit plan. 2 people work in this office. 2.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I know.
Jesus,
put her in the rhubarb. Yeah.
You gotta yank out. Jesus, take the wheel, yank it to the left, put it in the ditch. What is even happening here?
Yeah.
And yet the Liberal government would stand up in front of their fancy, podiums and say, we are doing everything we can to expedite the major projects office in Canada is going to build. And we are going to be our own best customer. And we're going to make sure. Look at this.
No contracts were signed.